If you want to know how I'm doing on my rolling project pan, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and boy is this going to be a quick update. I only have, I think, 5 products, very quick. A few of them are going to fly by, and I'm going to go from least to most progress on just a handful of items. My rolling project pan has really been stripped of a lot of content just because I am cycling through a lot more products and companies, just what makes sense for me right now, and I'm getting into more face products and changing things up, so it's harder to have a dedicated product in a panning project. I'll leave it at that. I could ramble on for hours. I will not do that to you. Let's go right into the products that are in my project pan. I should say my rolling project pan because I have a number of panning projects. And before I forget, if you want to go right to the progress pictures, I will put the timestamp right here for you. Let's go with a couple of products where I have very little progress. One of them is this Becca lip gloss topper, and this one is the Champagne Dream and Bellini. And I have used it a handful of times since the last update. But in my defense, I am also focusing on another one of these kind of by default, and that is because I've been doing a lot of purple looks this month, and it is not really going with the vibe of Champagne Dream and Bellini. It just doesn't. So let me show you the one I'm using, and it's actually the one I'm wearing right now. And it's this one. And it has these little bluish purple specks in it. And it has more of a mauve base, and it just fits better with the types of looks that I've been doing. This one is still in my project because I think it's a great summer color, but when I'm using purple a lot on my eyes, I'm going to go with this one. So I guess you could say I have both of them in this. You know what? I'm going to add this one to the project. That's just what makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to add these two because what I'm trying to do is use up my Becca lip topper glosses. So who cares if I'm using 2 at the same time or 1? So I'm going to add that one to the project. See, that was so easy. Why did I not do that last month? Probably because I didn't know I was going to use so much purple. And another product I did not use at all is the Mercier Caviar stick samples. And that's okay. I will keep it in. I will use it. It did come to mind a few times, but because I was trying to use certain brands, it just didn't work. I could have used it. I had an opportunity, but I needed to use another brand instead, just because I was doing kind of a one brand look. Anyway, you don't need to hear this. It's just, it was an opportunity lost, I guess, a few times. And then this guy, which is what I have left of the Annabelle Aurora drops, which is kind of it's a rose gold highlighter. And I don't have very much left. I don't know if you can tell, but it basically from here down is all I have left in the container. It's a very small container too. It's a repurposed Cover FX container. And the container itself doesn't even say how much is in here, but this is a container I've been refilling with the Annabelle Aurora drops. And I just find this a lot more convenient than the other one that was so big. But I think I may have used those drops twice this month because I went from using my Physicians Formula Argan Wear Oil to the Cover FX cream quad as my base makeup. And so as long as I'm not using the Physicians Formula, I'll show you. This is what I had been using, and that was pairing with this. And because I'm not using it right now because I'm panning something else, which is this quad, and this is the color I'm using the most, well then I can't really mix that one with a highlighter, and there's a highlighter in this quad, so it just doesn't make sense. So that Annabelle highlighter is going to stay in the wings, waiting for its time to shine once I am not using this number 3 concealer color from this quad. It's a good news story. I'm not panning one thing because I'm panning another. I'm panning stuff. in virtually every category. So I don't see that as a failure. I think that's a good thing. But now here is a good news story, and that is the butter bronzer. I made a lot of progress on this bronzer, despite the fact that I used another bronzer 10 times, and so this one got neglected a little bit. My goal last time was to use up this area that was kind of a little pitter-patter of, not pitter-patter, it was just a little bit of clumps of bronzer here, and what I was worried about was that they were just all going to flake off and I was going to lose product. And so I did manage to clean up this area by just focusing my brush in that corner, and I'm pretty happy about it because now I feel like I can just focus on the rest of the pan. And I really, really love this bronzer. It's not a chore to use it at all. I just want to focus on it as opposed to other bronzers in my collection because I would like to finish it, and I do have a backup of this bronzer, so it's not going to be a sad thing when this is finished. I will get to use a brand new product. And this has already been repressed, by the way, if you hadn't heard that already. And so it is looser and easier to pick up, which is kind of nice because the butter bronzer is kind of has a satin finish on the pressing of the powder. And I do find this one a little bit easier to use since it's been repressed. And let's talk tiny pencils, shall we? So this one I had a lot of progress on. I'm really happy about it. You can barely see the black of the pencil now. This is the Urban Decay Zero. And look at this thing. There's almost nothing left. It is so funny. This is the liner pencil that will not die. And now when I put it into the sharpener, it goes into this much. So luckily it looks like this is pretty flush. But at one point I won't be able to hold on to the pencil when I'm trying to sharpen it. So this is pretty funny. I'm going to keep using it every single time I think that this is done. And even the pencil, what's left, is shorter than the cap. It's so funny. Anyway, I do like this liner. I am wearing it today on the upper waterline. I'm going to keep using it, and who knows, maybe next month it'll be out of the project, maybe in 2021. I don't know anymore. That is it for the updates, and the change in weight from 1 month to another is 1.1 grams. I'm happy with that. There's a lot that I did use across the 5 products, especially the pencil and the butter bronzer. And I'm looking forward to working through those 2 lip glosses starting early July. And yeah, that's my update. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot more progress during the month of July just because I actually do get to focus on these products a bit more in July because I'm done with using other bronzers, so the butter bronzer gets a lot of attention. This one will continue to get a lot of attention. And now with 2 very opposite gloss options, I think I'm going to end up with a lot more focus and a lot more success with the glosses, so that's awesome. I think the only ones that are not really going to get much of attention are these 2, because I'm still going to be ignoring this one. And this one, I just keep looking for opportunities, and it is in the back of my mind a lot when I do makeup looks. So I'm just going to keep it in the back of the mind. If it was not in this project, I know I wouldn't use it at all. It would have no chance. So I'm going to keep it in just because I do want to use it at some point. So yeah. That's it for my update, and if you are curious, let's take a look at progress pictures. Well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the progress pictures. Going from 109.1 to 108.1, 1 gram of difference. Given that it was through a bronzer and a pencil, I think I did okay. And we have a new starting weight. And that is 139.8 because I added this guy to the mix. And I'm really happy I did that. I was not planning on doing it when I started filming. And during the video, I just thought, why wouldn't I add it? The whole point is to use up my glosses. So that makes a whole lot of sense. So with that, I say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I hope you enjoyed the pictures. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.